The most effective way to learn a new language. Learning a new language can feel like an overwhelming task. The rules, the pronunciation, the vocabulary, it's easy to get lost in the process. But what if I told you there's a way to make learning a new language easier, faster, and more fun? In this video, I'll walk you through the most effective methods that will help you not only learn a new language but master it in the shortest time possible. Stick around until the end for the key insights that can completely change how you approach language learning. 1. Set clear goals. Before diving into learning, it's crucial to have a clear understanding of why you want to learn a new language. Are you learning it for travel, work, or personal growth? The clearer your goal, the more motivated you'll stay throughout the journey. Start by setting small, achievable milestones. For example, I want to learn to hold a basic conversation within 3 months. I'll be able to introduce myself in the new language in 2 weeks. Clear goals help you focus and track progress. It also helps avoid frustration when you don't see immediate results. So, write down your goals and keep them in front of you to remind yourself why you're doing this. Immerse yourself in the language. Immersion is one of the most powerful ways to learn a new language. The key here is to surround yourself with the language as much as possible, even if you're not in a country where it's spoken. Here's how you can do it. Listen to the language daily. Tune into podcasts, YouTube videos, or music in the language you're learning. Even if you don't understand everything, your brain will start to get used to the sounds and rhythms of the language. Over time, you'll find that words and phrases become more familiar. Watch movies and shows. This is another great way to immerse yourself. Switch the language of your favorite Netflix show, or watch a movie with subtitles in the target language. If you can't find a show in that language, you can use subtitles in your native language for the time being. Change your phone settings. Another small, yet powerful trick is to change the settings on your phone or computer to the language you're learning. This is a simple way to surround yourself with the language in your everyday environment. 2. Practice speaking from day one. Many people wait until they feel ready before speaking, but this is a big mistake. The truth is, you're never going to feel 100% ready, and that's perfectly okay. The sooner you start practicing speaking, the quicker you'll progress. Here's how. Find a language partner. Language exchange apps like Tandem or HelloTalk are great places to connect with native speakers who want to practice your language. You can help them with your native language, and they'll help you with theirs. Even just 10-15 minutes of conversation a day will make a huge difference in your confidence and fluency. Speak to yourself. If you don't have someone to speak to, practice speaking to yourself. It might feel awkward at first, but it's a great way to start building your speaking skills. Describe what you're doing during the day, or talk about your thoughts and feelings in the language you're learning. Don't worry about mistakes. One of the biggest hurdles in speaking a new language is the fear of making mistakes. The reality is, making mistakes is part of the learning process. In fact, it's a sign you're pushing yourself to improve. So, embrace the mistakes and keep speaking. 3. Focus on vocabulary first. While grammar is important, the most effective way to learn a language is by focusing on vocabulary that you'll use regularly. You can't have a conversation if you don't know the words to say. Here's how to get started. Learn the most common words. Focus on the most frequent words in the language, especially those related to everyday activities. Websites like 1000 Most Common Words lists can give you a solid base to start with. Use flashcards. Flashcards are a great tool to memorize vocabulary. You can use apps like Anki or Quizlet to create digital flashcards that test you on words and their meanings. The Spaced Repetition System, SRS, in these apps ensures that you remember vocabulary long-term. Group words by theme. Rather than learning isolated words, try grouping them into categories. For example, learning food words, travel-related vocabulary, or emotions will help you build the connections in your brain, making the learning process faster. 4. Practice listening and reading. Listening and reading are two powerful ways to improve comprehension and expand your vocabulary. When it comes to listening, listen to native speakers. The more you listen to native speakers, the better your ear will become for the rhythm, intonation, and pronunciation of the language. Apps like Fluency and Yabla provide videos and real-life conversations in the language, which will help improve your listening skills over time. Listen at your level. If you're a beginner, listen to content that is specifically tailored for learners. There are plenty of YouTube channels and podcasts aimed at beginners and intermediate learners. These are often slower paced and include clear pronunciation, making them easier to follow. For reading, read books or articles in the target language. Start with children's books or simple articles and work your way up as your vocabulary increases. Don't be afraid to use a dictionary when you don't know a word. The goal is to understand context and meaning, not just individual words. Use dual language books. These books feature one language on the left page and the translation on the right. They're a great tool for beginners and intermediate learners who need support as they build their reading comprehension skills. 5. Be consistent and patient. One of the most important things to remember when learning a language is that consistency is key. Language learning is a marathon, not a sprint. You're not going to be fluent overnight, and that's okay. Set aside time every day. Even 15-30 minutes of study each day will add up. Consistent exposure is more valuable than cramming once a week. If you can, make it a habit to practice every day, even if it's just reviewing vocabulary or listening to a short podcast. Celebrate small wins. Language learning can be slow, and it's easy to feel discouraged. But progress is progress, no matter how small. Celebrate those little wins, like understanding a sentence in a show or having your first real conversation in the new language. These moments are proof that you're moving forward. 6. Use technology and apps to enhance your learning. We live in a world where learning a new language has never been easier, thanks to technology. There are many apps and online tools that can make your learning more effective and enjoyable. Language learning apps. Apps like Duolingo, Babbel, and Memrise are popular because they offer interactive lessons, quizzes, and games. These apps help build vocabulary, grammar, and speaking skills in a fun, gamified way. Voice recognition tools. Some apps like Rosetta Stone use voice recognition technology to help you practice pronunciation. This is especially useful because pronunciation is one of the hardest aspects of a new language, and getting immediate feedback helps correct mistakes early. Online communities. Platforms like Reddit or language-specific forums can help you connect with other learners. Joining communities lets you share your progress, ask questions, and get advice from others who are on the same path. Final thoughts. Learning a new language can seem like a huge challenge, but it's absolutely achievable when you follow the right steps. The key is to immerse yourself in the language, practice regularly, and stay consistent. Set clear goals, focus on vocabulary, practice speaking from day one, and celebrate your progress. Language learning is a journey, and you'll likely make mistakes along the way, but that's part of the process. Embrace every challenge, keep pushing yourself, and before you know it, you'll be conversing fluently and confidently. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more language learning tips and practical advice.